You know, if you can smoke your bud and handle it and go to work, then hey, that's on you. You know, I'm not here to tell you you're right or wrong or indifferent. You know, I know what it did. I know what drugs and alcohol, what toll they took on me. You know, so I say this just as someone who's been there and done that. There's people out there that are willing to help you. There's people out there that'll go that extra mile. Don't ever think that you're alone in this fight. You know what I mean? Because you're not. Just like with podcasting, you know, you have to practice, you know, and so the first thing you have to admit is that your life is unmanageable and you're fucking, you know, period. And so and you want to get back on track. And listen, and I know we're getting off the topic of the whole podcasting thing, but I just want to share this and we'll get back into the podcasting thing. But there was a point in my life where I was in an apartment. I had no lights. I had no gas. I was like 6 months behind on my rent. I was on the verge of being thrown out. And I was nothing. I was utterly nothing. I was shit. I felt like my life I was over. And here I am 5 years later, and I'm a good family man. I'm a good father. I'm a good son. I think I'm a good host to the
good host
to the podcast. And here I am.
I wouldn't have asked you if I didn't think so.
And here I am being given the opportunity to share my experience, my strengths, and my hopes with the people out there, and let them know that, hey, you know what? If Marin Flores can do it, then anybody can do it. You know, it's not an impossible dream to achieve for you to want to wake up every morning and be happy. That's not an impossible dream, and I know that because there was a point in time in my life where I felt like shit, I looked like shit, I smelled like shit, my life was shit, and here I am now, and I'm doing a podcast. Something I never in my wildest dreams thought would even be possible. And for me, that's just mind-blowing. So when I say it comes back to the dedication, the same dedication that I give to my sobriety, that's the dedication that I give to the show. Because I want this show to be just as good and just as big, you know, as what I feel inside my heart and in my mind, you know. And so again, dedication for me is just one of those things, man. And so I know we got off topic there, but I just wanted to throw that out there, you know. And I didn't use the word fuck once, I don't think.
Oh, you did.
Oh, did I?
It's like breathing in and out for you.
Yeah, sometimes. So getting back to the podcasting.
For me, this show is like Marin sharing his experience in sobriety. That's how I met Marin and why I thought of him and approached him on being my co-host. I want the show to be entertaining, but I also want it to have a message. And one of the things about media today is the takeaways from what we listen to in music, what we see in the movies, what we see on television, what we see in the news. A lot of it is superficial and face value. There's no depth to it. And I do want to keep people's attention, but it's like the more that we evolve, the less we pay attention to things for a longer period of time. It's like our attention span is shrinking. If we can hit a group of people and build an audience that is willing to stick around and pay attention, there is a payoff. You know, at some points, it's going to be funny. At some points, you're going to really be amused and entertained, and what you take away from it could be real simple. And then at some points, I want it to be deep. I want the takeaway to be
organic,
motivating. I want it to be inspiring. I want it to be a positive thing. A lot of the music that I listen to is not popular music because there's a message to the art that's being expressed. A lot of what's popular today doesn't have that quality, and I think people don't want to go in. People don't want to go deep into themselves or other people. They want to live on the surface level where things aren't where the peaks and valleys aren't so extreme. People don't want to feel. People want to just exist and just float, you know.
And that's not
when I say that, I think of paper sailboats that are just floating along the side of the streets and the gutter, you know, and wherever the street takes them is where they're going to end up, you know. I don't want to be that, you know. I'd rather be to expand on that analogy, I'd rather be a paper airplane that's being flown into the air and can go, you know, real high or real low. I'm actually disgusted with that.
I don't mind being a paper boat as long as I can anchor off to something and not go.
Yeah, but you're fucking you're getting cut off by a cigarette butt, dude. Yeah, fuck that. Who wants to be?
I remember when we were kids, man. We would go up to Lido Creek. My family would go up to Lido Creek, like a family of like 25 of us, and I had like about 12 cousins up there. And we would take like paper cups or leaves or beer cans, you know, and just different objects, you know. And the river goes downstream, you know, like this, you know. And so we would get up at the top of, you know, the top of the part of the river, you know, the little lake that we were at, and we'd all have our own little, our beer cans, our cups, or whatever, you know, and we're like, go, and the little boats would float, you know, get to the other end, you know. That's what that reminded me of when you said that, paper, because some of my cousins thought they were like, they came from fucking MIT or some shit, dude. They'd be like folding their paper, licking there, and then just bending it and getting it all, you know, it's gonna float. And then they'd get out there, dude, and they'd be like, boop, just slowly fucking sink, dude. And then someone else would just take like a fucking Budweiser box, you know, cut the fucker in half, and just set it down, and it'd be like, it just float the whole way, you know. So that's what I was thinking of when you talk about the paper boats going. So,
and that's what life is like. You know, we're just trying to float along and experience things and like that boat that's flowing down the river. If you don't look around and see the beauty around you, the nature around you, and feel life, you're just gonna skate right by, you know, and you're gonna miss a lot of cool things and a lot of takeaway experiences, and that's my ultimate goal for this show is to keep people entertained, to bring some fun and excitement, but have a message that goes along with it. And and sobriety is part of it, yeah, but another big part of it is I've used the analogy, like, I feel like I'm a foreign exchange student in a land that I was born and raised in. You know, I don't get how people operate, you know, from the cutthroat entertainment industry to just getting along in high school, how to fit in, you know, how to attract the opposite sex, how to build the foundation to have a healthy family, how to put the trust in another person to bring another life into this world that's going to perpetuate your moral fiber after you've passed and moved on from this life. So you're existing in a life that you've brought into this world. And part of my struggle with fitting in is not understanding how things operate. And that's, I'm going to put all of that on a WAV file and put it up in the internet for people to watch and learn, as somebody who's just trying to make it, who's just trying to live their life, who fortunately has a lot of room to maneuver. Right. And I mean, not to say no one else does, but I could look at life as, what the hell do I have to live for? You know, I have no kids, I have no relationship, I've never been married, I'm 35 years old. If I have a kid today, I'm going to be 50 years old raising a teenager, and that concept scares me. But I'm putting it out there, you know, whether it's to be criticized or to inspire someone else to get their shit together way before I did, you know? So that's what I want, is to be real, bring honesty and integrity to what the fuck is this? You know, what are we all doing here? What is this rat race? And why do we have to step on each other just to move ahead? And fortunately, in this realm of podcasting, I don't want to step on anybody. I want to just put something out there that can be taken away as quality, as integrity, and people can see that there's passion there, there's life there, there's excitement, there's fun, and
I think whoever listens to this show, will never be pegged guilty for not being honest, you know, and I say that wholeheartedly, you know what I mean, because we come at this dude with an open mind and an open heart, and we fucking put it out there, dude. We put our hearts on the, you know what I mean, our hearts, our minds, and our feelings, or whatever was going on. We put it out there, you know what I mean. Even like when we did the show where you even said, "Oh, Marin, quit the show." I mean, I felt at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, you know what I mean. But that's the show, dude. That's what we are, you know what I mean. We're here to make people maybe think just a little more about what's going on in life, you know what I mean. And you know, I want to go back to the whole sobriety thing. You know, if you can, my life is better in sobriety. I know your life is better in sobriety, but I don't want to convey to the audience like drinking's a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because it's not. I know people out there who can drink and they can have 1 or 2 martinis, or they can drink 2 or 3 beers, or have that glass of wine with their lunch or their dinner, and they're perfectly fine. So I want to make this clear to the audience. I'm not condemning drinking. I'm not. It just doesn't work for me.
Right.
Period. You know? And I know people out there who are you know, they get high in the morning and they go to work and they're holding managerial positions.
Fucking hate those people.
And they can come home and they can go to play soccer with their kids, and they're the coach of their team, and they're holding their job, and they're, you know, they can make their car payments and they can make their house payments, and the only problem is I can't do that. You know? And I tried so many years to try and figure out why I can't do that. And then something someone said to me made so much sense, and it made it so much easier for me to stop. They said, just knowing that you can't do that is enough. That should be enough for you to stop. Period. That's it. And so that's why I'm sober. Because I can't live my life any other way. I've tried it. You know? I've tried it. And it just doesn't work for me. So I want to convey this to the audience. If you're a drinker, if you smoke pot, if you're doing a little bit of crystal meth, you know, whatever it is you're doing, I'm not here to judge you. You know? That's for you to decide.
As Kevin Smith says, handle your high.
Yeah, you know, I'm not here to judge you, and I don't want to condemn you, and I don't want to turn you off to the show because you think that I think that I'm better than you, because I'm not. I'm not, you know, if anything, I'm less than, because, you know, so I just want to convey that to the audience, you know what I mean? My life is better sober. However you want to live your life, that's on you. If you think you can do it, then by all means, like the show, go till the wheels fall off, you know? But just know, if you feel sad in that life, or you're feeling a little bit of turmoil in that life, or you feel you can't handle it, you know, there is a way out. You know, there is. So just know that.
There's 2 ways out.
Well, okay. And there lies the funny. But yeah, you know.
But there's help if you want it. You just have to come to the point where you want the help yourself.
Of course.
And if anybody out there is struggling and they're looking for you know, avenues of help, we're not experts, but we can tell you the channels that we went through. So, give us a shout out, send an email.
Yeah, give us an email. Yeah, of course.
And
again, we're not out to change the world. I'm just trying to make my life better.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? And if you want to come along for the ride and watch as I progress, you know what? Send us an email and let us know how you're progressing. There's this thing that's called a fellowship.